Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your boredom busters coming up. But first, our top story. Police are investigating an early morning shooting near downtown Sioux Falls that sent a man to the hospital. Police say the man was shot in the area of 14th Street and Spring Avenue around 3 o'clock this morning, and he walked to the Get and Go store at 14th in Minnesota, where first responders loaded him into an ambulance. Police say the man has non-life-threatening injuries. A man who was near the scene at the time tells KELOLAND News that he heard as many as 5 gunshots. Police are confirming that multiple shots were fired. We expect to learn more about the investigation during Monday morning's briefing by Sioux Falls Police, which we will live stream on KELOLAND.com beginning at 10:30. People gathered Saturday in Sioux Falls to celebrate the life of Hagar the Horrible cartoonist Chris Browne, who died earlier this year at the age of 70. The celebration at Wildwater West included cartoonists from around the nation who reflected upon Browne's influence on their profession. Many of the attendees had known Browne for years and say he was a kind, talented, and funny person to be around.
Chris was just a very warm, and he was so much like my dad. He was just really like a big teddy bear. And he was loved by adults, he was loved by children, he loved animals.
I think about all the times that we shared together, and he'll always have a happy place in my heart for all the things we did get to do together.
Now, Chris Browne had lived in Sioux Falls since 2005. His father, Dick, started Hagar the Horrible in 1973. Chris took over for his dad in 1989. The comic strip celebrated its 50th anniversary in February. Local advocates gathered Saturday in downtown Sioux Falls to start a conversation about mental health awareness. The Sioux Falls Suicide Prevention Task Force hosted this mental health fair at the Levitt Shell. Various groups provided information to visitors about mental health resources for those who may be struggling.
The focus is truly now. So now is a great time to open up that conversation because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's a great conversation starter, and you can't know if you don't start that conversation.
Angela Drake lost her daughter to suicide in 2016. 13 local organizations took part in Saturday's mental health fair. Let's take our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Rutten in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. We are off to a quiet start to the day across the region, but we are going to be dealing with more smoke in the atmosphere. So we'll touch upon that in just a moment. For now, though, there's Faywick Park as we take a look downtown. 59 at the airport with the Ski-Daddle run going on this morning. Good weather for it. It's not windy, it's not raining, but the air quality is on the lower side due to, again, that smoke filtering in through the jet stream on the atmosphere. And a prime example of that smoke is what you see here on our Rapid City camera. Very, very milky view here. 55 west wind to 7 miles per hour. Also notice the different coloring to the sun as it rises just through the top of your screen, a more vivid shade of orange and red due to all the particulates in the atmosphere. So we are going to be dealing with a good amount of smoke today. So if you are more sensitive to something like this, you will need to keep this in mind. The thicker smoke still up toward the international border, but some of that will filter down our way. So keep this in mind as you go about your morning and afternoon. Temperature-wise, again, not bad. 50s in many locations, a couple of upper 40s to where Phillip, they're at 49, 50 Pierre, 56 Aberdeen, 55 Rapid City, 60 in Marshall, 61 for Winter, and mid-50s along the Black Hills as well. We do have some warm weather on the way, and if you're out west, unsettled weather as well. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, electric vehicles have been around a lot longer than you might think. We went through our archives for our 70th anniversary and came across a story from 1968 about one of the first electric cars in KELOLAND. The car was described as being in its developmental stages. It was built by Westinghouse and bought by East River Electric for a study. The story said the car was lacking in comfort such as a heater or defrosting system, but also points out it cost about half as much to operate as a traditional 6-cylinder engine. The car was powered by standard car batteries connected to a chain drive that powered 2 motors. The car had a 50-mile radius. And you are invited to celebrate our milestone anniversary by watching our special broadcast, KELOLAND Your Home for 70 Years. It will air tonight at 7 o'clock on KELO Extra. The Spring Parade of Homes wraps up today, showcasing more than 60 new homes. The parade hours are from 1 to 5 p.m. The homes are located in Sioux Falls, Brandon, Harrisburg, T, Hartford, and Madison. All of the homes are free to see. Enjoy free entrance into all of South Dakota state parks and recreation areas. Parks are also hosting special events to kick off the summer as part of Open House and Free Fishing Weekend. Camping fees still apply along with fishing regulations and limits. Kevin Ryan is the featured performer during the free outdoor concert series at Good Earth State Park at Blood Run, southeast of Sioux Falls. The performance is at 4 o'clock. Visitors are encouraged to bring lawn chairs or a blanket. The concerts are held each Sunday through July 30th. A benefit will raise money for medical expenses for a Hartford woman who's recovering from a double lung transplant. The benefit for Deb Bender will take place from 8:30 to 11 a.m. at the Pizza Shop in Sioux Falls. And enjoy a night of outlaw sprint car and late model streak stop racing at Houston Speedway in Brandon. Admission is $20 for adults, $10 for students, and free for ages 12 and under. Gates open at 4:30, hot laps are at 6:30, and the races start at 7:30. Adam?
Well, if you're going to be outside today, I don't blame you, but one thing we're going to have to keep an eye on top of the smoke in the atmosphere is going to be the UV index. That's going to be in the very high range today in 8, so your safe sun time is going to be only about 15 to 30 minutes. So just keep that in mind. We're a little over a week away from the unofficial start to summer, so good time as any to dust off the UV index graphic and get that in regular use. So we've been mainly quiet today. We had a little bit of a thunderstorm over Perkins County and Bison, but that's basically been raining itself out as it moves down to the south and east toward the Cheyenne River between Haken and Ziebach counties. That is part of an upper level system that's going to continue to move on down to the south and east and also drag down more of that smoke from those Canadian wildfires in Alberta, which is why we're going to be keeping an eye on air quality today. It'll at least be in the moderately unhealthy range across the area. But beyond that, we're pretty quiet. Maybe an isolated shower or two today, but the bulk of our activity is going to be either down toward Texas or up in New England and the Canadian Maritimes toward Montreal and Quebec City. So as we go through the next couple of days, again, today and tomorrow, mainly dry, maybe an isolated shower or two along the way. But it's going to be Tuesday where things start to change, especially if you're West River. A daily chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. Some days have a better chance than others. Tuesday, one of those lower end opportunities. But you notice as we head later into the week, we start to increase those opportunities a little bit more to the west. Meanwhile, the further east you go through Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday, we're mainly dry. But by Saturday, some of this finally starts to move eastward through Memorial Day weekend. So if you have any early plans to unofficially kick off summer, you will want to keep that in mind as we will be keeping an eye on the skies during this time. Highs today in the upper 70s to low 80s, hazy, smoky sunshine today with a light breeze in place. Overnight lows tonight falling into the low to mid 50s. Not as comfortable as previous nights, but still not bad considering we will stay mainly quiet. And we'll stay in the 80s for many locations on Monday, low to mid 80s at that. Your 7-day forecast is going to be warm with above average temperatures favored through really the entirety of the week. By Friday night into Saturday, though, we do start to bring in the chance for a couple of scattered showers in Sioux Falls and in Aberdeen, both featuring highs in the 80s by day, 50s to around 60 by night. Maybe a renegade shower tomorrow in Aberdeen and then Thursday and Friday, but those days are going to be mainly dry. For Pierre, though, we do start to bring in a few isolated showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. We increase chances Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All the while, we stay in the 80s by day and either side of 60 for a low temperature by night. Rapid City, daily opportunity for rain. Some days, again, better chances than others. Thursday and Friday holding the best opportunity overall. Beyond that, though, upper 70s to low 80s for high temperatures, even some mid 70s by Thursday and Friday where we have that higher chance for rain. So if you have any outdoor plans, just keep an eye on the skies. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.